Good afternoon, committee, moderator, and all the participants of Borobudur International Symposium 2022. Herewith, I would like to present my paper entitled Semiotic Perspective on Representations of Patriarchy Cultures in Film. First of all, allow me to introduce the other's identity. My name is Nikade Duyani. I am one of the lecturers of production film and televisions from Isiden Pasar, Bali. And then we have Imade Saryana, one of the lecturers of photography program study from Isiden Pasar, Bali. And the last we have Logede Liswahyuningsih as a lecturers of English departments from University of Mahadewa, Denpasar, Bali. The background of the problems that I observe in these writings, that is about the existence of films as media of educations, communications, and also informations. There are lots of topics that always been discussed in films, and one of the issues is about social issues on women's rights, especially concerning on patriarchy cultures. This issue will be observed based on the semiotic theory proposed by Peirce, especially about the third economy of triadic scheme in semiotics. The method that I will apply in these writings, they started with the use of descriptive qualitative. It is the best approach to be used because this is the easiest way to describe and also explain all the results analysis. Data source will be used based on the classifications of three films taken from West culture, which is represented by USA, and then Asian cultures represented by Korean and also Indonesian movies. The result will be presented based on the third economy of Peirce's theory of semiotic, and also it will be elaborated with the discriminations indicators theory proposed by Shida in 1997. Unresearched results will be focuses on the analysis of semiotic perspective of patriarchy cultures in films. They will be observed based on the films entitled Hidden Figures, which is established in 2016, and then Atira also in the same years, and the last film is Kim Ji-young, born in 1982, released in 2019. Those elements will be observed based on the third economy on semiotic theory by Peirce in Piliang in 2018, which indicates the existence of rhyme, design, and arguments. These elements also identified the discrimination theory, which represents the patriarchy cultures that we can see in the perspective of marginalizations, subordinate, violence, and also double burden for women. So let us proceed to the first analysis of the movies entitled Hidden Figures. Hidden Figures, which released in 2016, convey the story of three brilliant African-American women at NASA, namely Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Falk, and Mary Johnson. They serve as the brain behind one of the greatest operations in history, the launch of astronaut John Glenn into orbit, a stunning achievement that restores the nation's confidence, turned around the space race, and galvanized the world. From these films, we can state that the dominations of patriarchy cultures can be seen in the form of marginalizations, that it shows by the indications of black women that identified as a woman with low education and poorness. So the form of the trichotomy system semantic proposed by Peirce is indicated as rim. And then we'll also have this sign, which is signify the marginalizations, because there is an existence of sign for races in which there are different office and restroom for black women compared to white women in the same work of place. And the last one, we have the form of trichonometric system proposed by Peirce in the form of argument, in which it represents the patriarchy cultures, namely subordinate. In this film, we can see that the positions of black women has always been lower than uh, white women. So it means that black woman indicates powerless. In the second films, we have Atira, which is released in 2016. This film conveys a struggle of an Indonesian woman in 1915s who live in Makassar, who struggles with doubt and humiliations when her husband begins an affair with another woman. In these films, we can see that there is also marginalizations occur in the form of rape. In these films, we can see that a wife only have to take care of her children only. There is also subordinate in the form of rape, in which a wife should not fight for their happiness. The last one we have arguments. Indicates the double burden for women. In these movies, we can see that a woman should take care of her children, and at the same time, she also have to raise money to defend their lives without any support from her husband. In the last movie, entitled Kim Ji-young, born in 1982, which released in 2019, in 2019, the storyline centers on a housewife who becomes a stay-at-home mother and later suffered from depression. It focuses on the everyday sexism on the title character experience from youth. In these films, we can see that marginalizations occur in the form of rims. In these films, we can see that women's rights limited on housewife obligations only. And then the forms of patriarchy culture also occur in the form of decent sign, which indicate as subordinate. In these films, women have no right to speak up for their rights. And then the last one we have violence that indicates by the form of argument in which there is verbal and also physical abuses experienced by the women, and also there is a culture where women in Korean are powerless compared to men in Korea. Based on an analysis of those three films, the representations of patriarchy culture in films can be concluded as below. The first one, marginalizations presented in the form of Rim found in hidden figures, Atira and Kim Yong, born in 1982. And then marginalization also presented in the form of decent sign found in hidden figures. The existence of subordinate presented in the form of arguments found in hidden figures. And then it is also presented in the form of rhyme found in Atira. Subordinate also presented in the form of decent sign found in Kim Ji-young, born in 1982. And then patriarchy culture in the form of violence presented in the form of argument found in Kim Ji-young, born in 1982. And also we have double burden for women presented in the form of argument found in Atira. So ladies and gentlemen, that's all about my presentations. Hopefully it will be have contributions to educate and also informing the others that we should increase our awareness towards patriarchal cultures that still exist in our community. The last I would like to say, let us share smile and love to everyone for the better world. Thank you very much for your attention. See you in the question and answer sessions. Goodbye. Have a nice day. Thank you.